All right, guys, so here we go. We are doing the last and final installment of the Budget Arsenal series. As you can tell by the title, we're talking about building up an arsenal on $500. Now, that is really stretching it and really pushing the limits of what you can do with your money. But yes, it can be done, and we're going to do it right here, right now. So, of course, as we've talked about in the other videos, to build up the basics of a good arsenal, you need a good rifle, a good pistol, and of course a good shotgun. So let's go ahead and jump right in. As far as the rifle goes, I'm sure you all know and expect what I'm going to lay down here, and of course it is the Most in the Gun. You guys know that even, you know, without this being on a budget, I love the Most in the Gun. I think it's a fantastic rifle. This is a battle rifle that has been proven in combat, and you can pick them up for $100 to $150. Now, I understand that some places you see them selling up to, you know, $160, $170, $180, maybe even $200. But if you are patient and you wait for places like JG Sales or aimsurplus.com or whatever, and you wait for these places to have sales on these things, you can still get them for $100 to $150 easily, okay? And it is a good, solid, dependable rifle. Really, if you're talking about a $500 budget, this is my first and only choice. Because other than that, to get a good rifle in a $500 budget with other firearms as well, you're really only talking about 22 rifles, and that does not cover your bases for me. That is not, you know, that's not going to do what a real rifle should be able to do. So, really, my first and only choice, if you're talking about on a budget, we're going to cap you off at $150. Don't spend more than that on one of these rifles, and wait for a good sale on it. Next up, a good pistol, or shall we say, revolver. This is a Model 65 357 Magnum, which of course will also do 38 Special. Good, versatile. You can pick these up for $200 to $250, and that's going to be our cap, $250. If you're talking about a $500 budget, cap yourself off at $250 for your pistol or your revolver. Okay, this is a great choice. If you can't find something like this, look for old Smith & Wesson revolvers. Look for old Charter Arm revolvers. Look for a used Rossi revolver. Look for a High Point even if you want to go with something semi-auto. I mean, High Points are ugly as sin, but they work and they are reliable, surprisingly enough. So this is my personal choice, but there are a lot of choices out there. Just remember, cap yourself off $150 for this, $250 for that. Now, with those caps, that puts us at $400 on a $500 budget. Only leaves $100 for a good shotgun, so you got to go with something like this. Just a good, you know, single barrel, single action, single shot shotgun, okay? You can find these usually in the $80 to $100 range. You can find them brand new. They still make these things. You can find them brand new for $120 to $150, but used, you know, whether it's your local gun shop, whether it's a pawn shop, maybe online, maybe a gun show, whatever it is, you can find these for $100 and less. I think I paid $80 for this one at a gun show, and it's in exceptionally good shape. And that's why I paid as much as I did for it. You can find them a lot of times at pawn shops. People trade these things in. They're usually covered in rust with, you know, dings and cracks in the stock, but they work. And that's what you're going for here. You're on a $500 budget. You got to make your dollar stretch, and you got to make it work. And that's what we're going with here. Now, it's true that there's some downsides to these firearms. I mean, you've got low capacity on all of these. None of these are semi-auto, that kind of thing. But with proper training, with proper practice, with putting your due diligence in to these firearms, you can make these work. Okay, you can make this a good, you know, self-defense or home defense shotgun. You can make this a good self-defense firearm. You can make this a good hunting rifle or even a self-defense rifle if you train yourself properly. So yes, when you're talking about a $500 budget and when you're talking about these guns, you're going to make some sacrifices over being able to spend more money on something semi-auto with higher capacity. But you can make these work if you're determined and you do it right. So anyway, that's it, guys. There is the final installment for my Budget Arsenal series. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, comments, leave them down below. And we will talk to you later, guys. Thanks.